Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 33 of our Let's Play series for Football Manager 2016. Alrighty, last time around we had a good win, or a couple of good Champions League results, so that was quite pleasing. So what I'm actually going to do, given that the tests are actually sitting on top, I'm actually going to probably run through this game. I'll do a little bit of scouting and show you the lineup and all that kind of stuff, given that it's sort of a top team games. That's probably what I'm going to do from like most of the episodes from now on. Sort of play, the top maybe 4 or something. I'll probably highlight those, and everything else I'll probably just skip through and run through. And yeah, so we should be fairly comfortable in the Eredivisie. So, and then we'll jump ahead after that. We'll jump ahead to the away game against Paris Saint-Germain, which is probably going to be our hardest game, I suspect. Probably that and the away game at Shakhtar. So should be a lot of fun. Anyway, alrighty, we're going to, where's the 2 days to the Vitesse games? That's fine. Might as well run through a bunch of these messages while we're here. A bunch of people called up for international duty, which is good. So David Klaassen, Sam de Jong, and Mitchell Dykes all up for Holland. So good to actually see Sam de Jong back for Holland. I don't think he's actually had a cap since he's been at Newcastle. So probably getting a bit of game time and performing quite well has probably helped his chances. So that is quite good to see. Good to see David Klaassen back in there as well. I don't think he had a lot of caps in there when he was at Juventus. He wasn't playing, so that's also good. And Mitchell Dykes hasn't got a cap yet, but he's been in the squad a couple of times, so he may get a run here and there, which is awesome. Lots and lots of youngsters in there as well, which is good. Christopher Aja is out for 3 weeks, so that's a bit of a blow, but that's that was in training, wasn't it? Yeah, right, that's fine. Well, it's not really, but it is what it is, so that's fine. Can't do anything about it. So that's cool. All right, going to do a little bit of a look at the test while we're here, and look at the overview here. So look at their strong players. No one really stands out. We're going to probably look through the squad screen, I should say, would be probably the better place to do it. So nothing's really jumping out there. We're going to look at their tactics. So they usually always start with a 4-2-1-3, which is pretty stock standard. Sometimes they switch to a 3-4-3. Looks like probably sometimes through the game as well, they would switch to that as well. So we'll keep an eye out for a formation change. But they're probably going to start with a 4-2-1-3, which is fine. So look at their goals. Nothing too much there. To be honest, I don't really ever see a whole lot in here. Maybe I'm missing stuff. I mean, I suppose you could read into it that they get a lot of their goals through the centre, so maybe it's like they're not getting goals sort of, maybe coming through the sides here. Sort of from these little blocks in here, potentially. I'm not really sure. But then again, I suppose you could read maybe the inside forwards are coming in and they're shooting from this area. So, yeah, I'm not really sure whether... Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm not looking at it right, but I generally don't find a whole lot of use in this area. But I usually find the assists screen to be the most beneficial one. So they get a lot of assists from their right. Well, not a whole lot more, really. It's fairly well balanced, I guess, over the course of the whole pitch. A few from long as well. They concede a bit from deep as well, so that's interesting. Keep an eye on that. Goal times, nothing really jumps out. Sort of in the first half seems to be a lot stronger. Not so much in the second half, so that's interesting. Goal types, nearly all placed shots. That's quite good for us to know. It means they're not getting a whole lot of headers, which means they're probably not a great heading team. Goal assists, corners, passing, crosses, and lots of through balls. So that probably suggests they play, maybe they sit back deep a little bit. Maybe they've got really good technical players. Probably play through the middle as well, not necessarily, but potentially. Also, I suppose you can look at that their goals are sort of coming through with very central areas here, not even from out, sort of, even in the penalty box, it's right through the middle. So that probably suggests that they do play through the middle. So that's something we could even look at. Maybe we can actually shut down the middle. So we can play narrower to actually shut down the middle, and then we can sort of exploit the flanks if they actually do play quite narrow. So that's something we can look at there. Everything else, though, I think it's pretty much okay. Shots, yeah, it doesn't really do anything for me. Alrighty, so we're going to look at their goal scorers. So Kwazashvili, oh god, I can't pronounce that. Mr. Valeri, whatever your name is, Georgian player. I don't see many Georgian players, do you? Interesting. So he's a AMC or a striker. So where's he been playing? If you look at the information here, he's been playing mainly almost all the time as a striker. So that's probably an indication he's going to play as a striker. So he's not particularly quick. He's definitely not a header. Only 6 jumping and 7 heading. So he's quite a good dribbler, decent finishing, good off the ball. So he's a fairly decent player. Not amazing though for the Eredivisie, but he's probably fairly good. Apart from that, it's already sort of split around a few times. One of their wing backs, another of their strikers, and one of their defensive midfield or midfield centre guys. So that's fine. Average rating, who's been playing well? Obviously, their strikers got the goals. Their left back, actually, Tiago Pinto. Portuguese player's been playing very well. Started a lot of games, 7 games, had 2 assists as well. So keep an eye on him. A couple of their better performing players out. So that's probably good news for us, I guess. And their right back's playing quite well. So, alright, interesting. Probably actually should be looking at my little, there we go, this one here that I've set up. So look at some, maybe their assists per 90 minutes. So that's not really sorting properly, is it? Why is it not doing that? Not quite sure why it's not sorting properly. Maybe because it's got the setup. I'm not really sure. Anyway, so we look down that column assists per 90 minutes. Looking at what 0.84, so that's someone's injured, so that's fine. The next one is 0.56, which is their wing back, their right wing back. So that probably suggests, oh no, he plays either attacking midfielder, right? It's a little bit deceptive. Alrighty, interesting. Not particularly quick though. He's not an amazing player, so alright, cool. So tactics, yes, they're 4-2-1-3, which is fine. It's pretty stock standard formation. I'm not too worried about that. Obviously, just sort of very solid three here. That's just why I'm sort of maybe thinking that we actually will play more narrow through the middle of the pitch, given they are sort of playing very well. Vitesse. Fair few players out injured though, so that's probably good news for us. Alrighty, that's didn't really learn a whole lot. I suppose we did learn something. We think that they get a lot of their, we know they get a lot of their goals through balls, and yeah, probably means we're going to play through the middle a little bit. Cameroon striker, not interested. Offer for loan, no, it's fine. Good. Alrighty. So I'm hoping to get through another 2 Champions League games in this episode. I'll try and get probably through that in per episode and see how we go there. Yep, all good. Good. Alrighty, so what have we got here? Dusan Jake, you're not, you are Swedish, or a centre midfield, 19 years old. Not a bad play, not particularly good one. Fairly decent rating though, so we might as well just scout you while we're here. Get our number 1 scout, Omar Milaneto, and we'll scout you for a couple of weeks. Add you to our shortlist, which you already are, which is fine. So yeah, that's all good. Under 19s update, so it's good to get an idea about. This is another way you actually start picking up regens as well if you get scout in the under 19 competition. So Marcel van Uveren. So he's a striker. He's quite very good physicals for a 17-year-old. He's going to be a very, very quick player. Decent off the ball, good finishing, composure. So he's probably going to be a fairly decent player. Decisions, though, he's probably going to be one of his big letdowns, I suspect. And also vision. So he's basically going to be a poacher. That's all basically he's going to be. He hasn't got the vision to really do anything else. He's not big enough, strong enough to be a target man or a complete forward. So he's basically just going to be a poacher, which doesn't really interest us. But just for the sake of knowing what's out there, we will scout him for a couple of weeks, add him to our shortlist. Just so we get the reason I add people to the shortlist is so you actually get news notifications if they actually get offers, anything like that, anything that happens to them in terms of transfers, injuries and stuff like that, you actually get notifications. So it's just good to keep an eye on. I find it's sort of the easiest way to keep an eye on what's happening with people. Alrighty, game day. Yep, all good. Man United flogged Cardiff City. Riedewald playing well, so getting a fair few games this season, actually. He didn't get a whole lot last season. I suppose he got 20 games, didn't he? Which is not a bad amount for a first year guy. He did play a lot at left back though, and he's still playing at left back, which is interesting. So for me, he's not a left back. Like he'd be a very defensively solid left back, but for me, he's a centre back. I'd never use him as left back. He's just not attacking enough for me. But obviously he's doing quite well there for Arsenal in the Premier League, so better division than what we're in. So getting a lot of caps and stuff. So good to see. Good to see that he's doing well, which is nice. Alrighty. Cool. Right, so they are lining up in their 4-2-1-3, which we suspected. So we're going to have a quick look at their winger players here. So this guy on the right is very, very quick. 17-17 acceleration pace. Most of the other stats are pretty average, although he looks like he is a good crosser. His finishing and stuff isn't great. His passing and vision aren't amazing. So we're actually going to funnel him inwards. We are going to funnel him inwards because he's not going to be all that creative in terms of setting up assists, I would have thought, but he could be quite dangerous getting past our man and actually getting crosses in from down the line. And especially if we're going to be playing narrow through the middle, we can hopefully maybe funnel him inwards and actually block up the middle of the pitch, which means that he won't be able to do a whole lot. So that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to say, probably given that he's so quick, probably actually going to say as well, actually stand off a little bit, not closing down as much, just so we don't get skinned as much. So otherwise I think it's probably a bit of a danger of that happening. So this is their main goal scorer. So he's actually playing on the left, which is not his preferred position. So he's only accomplished there. He's not natural. So he's probably definitely more dangerous coming inwards. So I'm actually tempted to funnel him out wide. So actually have a look at his feet here. So he's actually weak on his left foot. So actually I'm definitely going to do that. So actually funnel him down the left. Actually see if we can keep him out on this left side of the pitch, where he's very weak on his left foot there. So oops, Double check this guy's with his strength of his feet. So he's weak on his left as well. So that works out. So we actually funnel both these guys on the left, which is where their really weak feet are. So that probably works out well. Their striker is Stefan, whatever his name is. Good, decent finishing, composure, not amazing. Not particularly quick though. He's probably not a bad target man though. He's got 15 jumping, 15 heading, fairly strong as well. So it's interesting. Given that actually haven't scored a whole lot of excuse me, goals through headers, he's actually a fairly very good header of the ball. So that's something you have to keep an eye on there. So he's weak on his left foot as well. So probably showing him onto his left foot again. And may tight mark him to make sure that we don't, he doesn't get any free headers. So I think that's what we'll probably do there. Alright, that's fine. So it's an away game. The weather's a bit rubbish as well, so it's okay. Well, I think we might as well just play our normal game while we're here. Alrighty, so where's Milik? Alright, so Milik's injured for 3 to 5 days. That's fine. Obviously, Christopher Ayers out for 2 to 3 weeks. Silason's still out for another 2 to 4 weeks, which is a blow. But anyway, that's fine. So we've got options. We might either put El Ghazi or De Jong up the front. I'm actually thinking, I think Fish is going to come out. He's too low in conditioning. Same with Klaassen. Same with Karsdorp. Vergee's going to play right back, given that Van Ryn's only just coming back to fitness. I think we'll leave Veltman in. Nemanja G. Yeah, no, maybe we should put Donny van der Beek in, given that he's got better conditioning. It's probably not as defensively solid as Nemanja G, though. Well, he's got better positioning and actually marking and tackling, so he probably actually is better. Alrighty, we're going to put Donny van der Beek in at centre. We're going to probably give Nemanja G a rest, actually. It's a bit unfortunate because we did obviously have that game only a few days ago, the Champions League one, and a lot of our guys are sort of a bit down on conditioning. So what I'm going to do, where's Lasashona? He's okay. I'm actually going to switch these guys around, put El Ghazi up front and De Jong out on the right. Just get his competency still, keep working on that. I want to get that up as quickly as we possibly can. On the left, we're definitely going to put Eunice in, so he's fairly good in conditioning. Who else have we got that's good? Ruben Jensen, to put you in the box-to-box role, I think. And who else do we have? Wesley Holt can play, or Hendricks, probably Hendricks in there with Veltman. I suppose we could give Sviatchenko another game, potentially. Give Veltman a rest. No, we won't. We'll play Veltman. No, we'll put Sviatchenko in. We'll give Veltman another rest. And in terms of our attacking guy, we've got Sink Raven or put John House Sater in. Probably Sink Raven. He hasn't played a couple of games. I suspect he's probably a bit more natural in that attacking midfield role, isn't he? He's really good off the ball, decent passing, decent vision. Yeah. He's not quite developing. I'm wondering whether we should actually send him out on loan potentially. He's not quite developing as much as I would like. He's still got a fair bit of development to go, and he hasn't been getting a whole lot of games. Like only 14 games last season, which is really not enough to develop. Like only 10, 10, and 14. It's probably why his development is stalled. And given he's 22, so I think he'll probably another couple of 2 seasons to go before his development really sort of flatlines, and it becomes really hard to actually develop him. So I'm actually half tempted to actually loan him out at some stage. Because we do have a fair few players here so that we actually sort of can cover. It means John Housade probably get more games. I'm actually thinking he may actually do that soon. Because I think he's got, like I said, he's got a fair bit of like another star at least to go, and another star is a fair bit of in terms of abilities here. So if you get his first touch, his passing, and maybe even his vision and stuff, some of his mentals up as well, he could actually be a very, very good playmaker. But at the moment, he's not quite good enough really to nail down like really even a rotation spot. Still sort of a development player, but he's 22. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to offer him out for loan, see what we can actually get. We're just putting him squad status as key player to make sure he gets lots of games. Don't care where he plays. I'm not going to say any wages or anything. And we'll offer him out and see how that goes. See what offers we get. If we get a really good offer, we'll probably take it. Because I mean, we could bring in like some B team players if we really needed players in here. We could bring in B team players for it. But I think we've probably actually got enough room to actually cover that. So I think if we give him a season out on loan, that should do wonders for his development. If he can get like 30 games under his belt, it should be really, really good. All right, we're going to give him a run just to make sure that we sort of keep ticking things along. Jensen can play, and everything else is pretty fine. Nikolai Boylisson, sort of about where's Dykes? Yeah, alright, that's fine. Fine. Who else can we put in as our sub? Wesley Holt in the middle. And there we go. Alrighty, there we go. Done. Easy. submit our team. Continue. Alrighty, so right player, we're going to fun you onto just this one guy though, onto your left, and same with the attacking midfield left onto your left, and also the same with the striker. We're going to put you onto your left foot and tight marking. On this guy, I'm not really quite sure. I don't want to have never closing down because I do want him to be closed down sometimes, but I just don't want him to be able to get past our players like really easily. I'll put it on if he's getting too much space, which this setting can give players too much space. I'll look at changing that, but for the moment we'll leave that as it is. Alrighty, team talk. So all about the supporters, make sure we perform for them, which is fine. Yep, done. Cool. Alrighty, tactics. We're going to change our tactics just slightly, I should say. So we're going to play, we're just balanced at the moment. I won't do exploit the flanks, I'll just see how we go. We're just going to lower our width down a little bit to make sure we can compact the center of the pitch a little bit more. Alright guys, I'm going to pause the video and we'll be back shortly with a result. Okay everyone, a fairly routine 1-0 victory, which is good. An absolutely brilliant individual goal from Eunice, which I'll show you in a tick. After we talked about him, Daly Singraven had an absolutely beast of a game. He was the architect, he set up the assist, and he just absolutely ran the show. So he had a brilliant game. So sort of reinforced my determination to get him out on loan. Like, I'd love to keep him here, but I think we've got a lot of players that we can use. And he's sort of someone that, we've got some younger players like some John Houseader and players like that who are a little bit younger, who's probably just as good. I'd like to keep Daly Singraven around at the club, definitely. Obviously, given he's a Dutch player, so yeah, I'm really quite keen to actually get him out on loan, which is fine. So I'm just going to say it was a good victory because it was an away game, which was fine. Post-match here, so actually see, they actually had more shots than us overall, but we actually had double the shots on target, so I'm actually not worried about it. Like, their shots that they actually had weren't threatening, so we actually had, like I said, more shots on target. Absolutely dominated possession, all that kind of stuff, which is good. So we actually now have 2 points clear on top of the ladder, which is brilliant. Just going to show you this goal first up, guys, which was this Eunice goal. Run this forward a little bit. Here we go. So keep an eye on Eunice out here. So he gets the ball here. Oh, he gets it in a minute, I should say. Good little ball by Stinkgraven over the top, give Eunice some space. And Eunice just does the rest like this. Gets past his man, keeps the ball, and then slots it home past the goalie. Brilliant individual goal from Eunice, which was very pleasing. So that was really good. I'm not going to show you, I don't think there's a whole lot tactically that was all that interesting. I will show you just a little bit, sort of the stock standard positioning and stuff, just quickly. There's not really a whole lot to notice, to be perfectly honest though. We actually ended up playing very wide, which was not by team instruction. I think it was pretty much because Vitesse played so narrow. I believe they were super duper narrow again. And we ended up sort of exploiting the flanks a lot. So that's probably why our formation is really sort of wide. It's probably a lot wider than what we would normally play. It wasn't by, like I said, by design. And yeah, I think we did fairly well. So I'm not going to run through all this kind of stuff. It was a routine victory, I know from watching and all that kind of stuff. There wasn't really a whole lot. Tactically, we just sort of, yeah, like we said, it was a fairly close game, but I think we were definitely the better club, so it was much to do. So that's good. Good victory for us over Vitesse, who were leading the Eredivisie tables, so we're back on top. Good. Alrighty, what's our next game? I probably think, I'm just going to actually pause the video, I think. So no offers for Stinkgraven, so it's probably because all the transfer window and stuff is closed, unfortunately. So what we'll do, we change it a little bit to loan offer to, first team. Just make sure if that's any better. If there's no one else, I'm just going to have to make sure that we actually use him a little bit more. And then maybe send him out on loan next season, potentially. Just don't want to jeopardize his development too much. Alrighty, training report. So Victor Fisher's down, so I can give him a little bit of a kick up the backside, tell him to get his act together. There we go. Same with... sometimes it's hard, like you've actually got some going up and some a lot going down, so I think if actually when I had to go at him, he'd probably actually say that he thought he was fine because he actually some had come up and some, only some were down, so I'm going to leave that. I'll keep an eye on it though. If it's a problem, we will deal with that. Probably Sviatchenko though, definitely. He's got one coming up, the rest are coming down, so I'm just going to tell him to... Yep, alright, that's cool. Dun dun dun. Fun. Alrighty guys, so what have we got next? We've got a away game against ADO Den Haag, and then we've got a Champions League away game against PSG in 17 days. What I think I'll do, actually pause the video and we'll pick things up again in game day against PSG, so that should be good. Alright guys, I will see you shortly. Okay everyone, I thought we'd jump back into things here. So, a couple of bit of news. The ex-Hollander manager, or the older Holland manager, was sacked. I applied for the job, and actually they've offered it to me, so I'm going to take it. It's something I've wanted to do. I think it'll be quite fun to manage the Dutch national team and Ajax as well. So it's going to be another aspect to the game that we're going to add to this series from now on, so I'm going to accept that. Which should be fun. So, yeah, so that's good. Awesome. Expectations. So, minimum expectations is that we qualify from the group stage of the World Cup qualifiers. How are we going at the moment? Playoffs, group stage, all groups. Alright, so we're not going to qualify. Alright, so we've missed out. That's probably why he got sacked. So I won't be judging me on the team's performance in this competition. Interesting. Alrighty, first game is 8th of November, so another few weeks away against Colombia. Holland injury update. Welcome to Holland setup. Assistant manager Marco van Basten. That's pretty cool. Pretty awesome. Assistant manager, which is good. Over the whole international setup, which is B team, under 21s, under 20s, under 19s. Hiring and firing youth team managers, international experience, blah. Yep, all good. Excuse me. I'll probably look at the Holland setup in a minute, because we don't have our first game for a couple of weeks. I won't deal with that yet. We'll actually maybe jump into that in our next episode. What else have we got here? So, had a few injuries, unfortunately. Got a bunch of people injured on international duty, which was unfortunate. So Veltman, Wesley Hoyt, Klaassen, and someone else, but it looks like they're back. Sviatchenko, I think, was injured as well. So anyway, so they're actually going to miss this PSG game, and then actually probably the PSV one after that. So that's a bit unfortunate, which is fine. So Holland plays in action this week. Alrighty, that's fine. Won't jump into any of that yet. Fun. Obviously, it's going to be pretty quiet in the Holland, the national team front for a little bit, given that we're actually missing out in the World Cup qualifiers. So, does that mean we're going to actually miss out in the World Cup? That's going to be terrible. No wonder the guy got sacked. It's terrible. Anyway, can't do anything about that now. Johan Gokul broke his foot out for 4 months. It's unfortunate. He's been playing really well, actually. I did have a bit of a check up on him before. He actually played 34 games last season, which is pretty impressive for a guy that has massive injury problems. 2 goals, 7 assists, 7.23 rating. So he did fairly well. Played 8 games this season as well. So it's actually good to see that he'd been doing quite well for Bologna in Italy, but it's been unfortunate he's broken his foot for 4 months. But anyway, that's life. Alrighty, that's all good. It's almost game day against PSG. Just give Sillison a few bit of a run in there. Here's a match. Alrighty, media. First one for the Holland job. Add considerably what must be a hectic schedule. Confident of handling the dual role. Yes, I am. Some people have suggested you may likely call up some of your Ajax players. Yes, I'm actually definitely going to do that. Definitely going to give some of my young guys caps, especially like friendlies and stuff, because it does help their development quite a bit. They get sort of quite a bit of development stuff for international caps. So it's definitely something we're going to do, and hopefully we can maybe rejuvenate the Holland squad. See what we can do. That could be quite cool. So actually quite exciting. I think it should be a lot of fun actually play the Holland manager, so it should be good. Suggest you be selecting your squads based more on play reputation and performances. Not going to approach that. A lot of pressure on national managers to hit the ground running. Confident you'll be able to get good results from the start. Yes, I am. Pressures of managing international level are enormous. A lot of pressure to handle. Are you up to it? Of course I am. Modern era players are put under greater demands by a sheer number of matches. We're looking to develop a positive relationship with other managers. Yes. Stefan DeReam is widely regarded as a key to any future success. Do you intend to build your Holland team around his talents? Yep, right, cool, done, easy. So I'll probably run through the Holland setup at the start of next episode, given we're right in the mid-20s for this for this episode already. I probably won't run through it now. I probably won't get through this PSG game, maybe even run through the PSV one as well, depending on how things go. Christopher A, that's fine. Fine. Alrighty, it's going to be difficult. It's Donny van der Beek. Lack of first team football. You played a fair few games, haven't you? You've played 8 games. What on earth do you want, dude? What's your squad status? First team. Yeah. I'll drop it down to rotation then. I'll ask Shani to intervene. And I'll tell him he's going to get some runs in the team, which he will actually anyway, so it's not going to be a problem. Has been playing a fair bit, so I'm not really sure what his problem is. Anyway, it's fine. Fine. Alrighty, it's going to be a very, very difficult game. Don't have a whole lot of hope coming out anything of a result here, but we'll do our best, of course. Do a little bit of analysis on PSG and then see what happens. Definitely going to play our defensive formation, our counter-attacking one, see if we can maybe stifle them and not give them any room to play and stuff like that. So PSG are actually a bit crazy on this game. I think I had a message before. They had 47 games unbeaten in the French league, so they are just bananas. So Holland's actually dropped down to 19th. That's terrible for the Dutch team to actually drop down to 19th. They actually struggled for quite a while. That 15th for a long time. Took a big, massive nosedive in mid 2016. 7th to 15th, and they haven't recovered from there. It's even getting worse. Alrighty, so we're going to do our best to rectify that. I'm pretty confident we will be able to. I think there's a fair few good players still in the Dutch setup, and we'll bring some young guys through and all that kind of stuff, so that should be a lot of fun. Alrighty, we'll do a quick analysis on PSG here. And where are you? Senior squad overview. Yeah, we all know they've got amazing players, a lot better than us, which is to be expected. They have bought Carlos Vela, which is interesting. He's one of their strikers. He's been playing, yeah, okay. Obviously got Di Maria, lots of guys. Thiago Silva, David Luiz. So I think he's probably just got a bit of a generous rating on the game anyway. That's only my personal opinion. Ibrahimovic is still there. Obviously he's 36, so a lot of his physicals have declined, especially his pace and stuff, but it's still brilliant technically, and he's still scored 6 goals in 5 games, so he's still a bit of a tank, which to be expected. Cavani and yeah, lots of great players. So I think there's really a whole lot of point looking through all this at the moment. They have actually bought Mr. Kurt, whatever his name is, however you pronounce his last name, from Chelsea. Brought him 23.5 million. Interesting. Alright, cool. Alright, so look at their tactics, look at what they play. So they always start with a 4-4-1-1. Sometimes it looks like they switch to a 4-2-3-1, which is fine. Look at some of their goals now. Alrighty, lots sort of through the middle, but some's coming out from wide, so that's who he's going to be like the inside forwards, I suspect, coming in. Nothing really jumps out at me there. So what about assist location? Yeah, so all their assists basically out wide. And also from deep as well. So that's sort of suggesting they do play maybe some balls through to a target man, maybe Ibrahimovic, or depending on who else is playing there. I suppose Carlos Vela is a decent target man. So you're getting some probably longer balls in, so through into that way. So this is probably actually going to be better for us, I think, in terms of playing our counter-attacking. So it means we're not going to have any space in behind us. So it's probably going to be the idea, trying to stifle them as much as possible. So the actual type of assists, so pass, some crossing, opposition mistakes, through balls, types of goals, place shots. Not a whole lot of headers really, considering 13 cross assists and only 6 headers. So shows they're not really sort of a heading team. They are definitely like a playing on the ball, on the ground type of team, which is probably to be expected. Goal times, nothing really jumps out at me there. Sort of a bit early on, so keep an eye on that. Make sure our guys are ready and raring to go. Quick look at the squad here. So who scores all the goals? So why on earth? Alright, so the only problem, I'm not quite sure why this is not sorting properly. I'm a bit unsure whether it's because I'm not really, I have no idea actually. Anyway, we will be able to look at this on our own, I guess. So we've got what? Cavani's got 8. Ibrahimovic has got 4. When is he retiring? Retiring end of next season. End of this season. Yeah, this season. Alright, cool. Assists. Oh, it's annoying it's not sorting. Why would that be? Not sure at all. Just going feral, isn't it? Anyway, we will overcome. So, in terms of assists, who's getting a lot of them? Sergio Canale is actually unregistered though, so he's not going to be playing, so that's a bit surprising. So he's been playing well, so he had 3 assists in 4 games, so not a whole lot, but obviously playing fairly well. Carlos Vela's had a fair few, Di Maria's had a lot. Di Maria's been playing fairly well, 2 goals, 6 assists in 13 games. So very, very good player. And yeah, alrighty. Fun. They got a few guys unregistered, Van der Wiel, Lucas Moura, and Canales, as we've seen. But obviously most of their team's fine, no major injuries as well, so they're going to play their stock standard team. So I haven't really seen anything in there, to be perfectly honest. They're playing a 4-4-1-1. I think we're going to be okay with our standard setup. Potentially we could look at playing maybe Exploit in the middle, but they do have that 3 in midfield, so not really. So that's fine. Alrighty, I'm just going to play our normal games. How we go. Let's obviously start with our defensive formation. So, Sillerson, I don't think he's right yet to come back. We'll put him in as a sub, though. We'll put Peter Lungberg in as our starter. It's a little bit of a worry, but anyway, it's fine. We can't do much about that. Christopher Ayers not back ready to play yet, so we put in probably Donny van der Beek, I think, in defensive mid. Claessen's injured, so I've got a couple of options. Whether play Sinkgraven. Has been playing quite well the last couple of games. We put Nemanja G in there. I think we probably put Nemanja G, because then we can put in maybe Sinkgraven, Ruben Jensen in that box-to-box role. Suppose we've got, yeah, it's probably really our options, isn't it? John House Satan, maybe? And probably not the box-to-box role, really, to be honest. Maybe Ruben Jensen's a little bit better in the box-to-box. No, not really, actually, to be honest. That's Sinkgraven. Alright, what we're going to do, Manu G is going to be box to box, and we'll give Sinkgraven another run. He's been playing quite well. We're going to play with the form players. Milik's going to start back from injury, which is good. Victor Fisher, I'm actually going to swap out and put in Eunice, because Victor Fisher's not playing particularly well at the moment. He's a little bit of a slump, so you give him Eunice a run who's been playing better. A bit more pace out wide as well. I'm actually going to swap out El Ghazi and put in Lassashone as well. He's a little bit more consistent, I think, especially his work rate and stuff as well, you know. Decent work rate and teamwork and stuff, so that's fine. Although I suppose El Ghazi's got decent work rate, so he's got better work rate. I didn't realise that. Interesting. No, we're still with El Ghazi, I think. With Shone, I should say. I think for this game, he's been playing quite well. So we've got another couple of, or one more sub we can place in. So probably, alright, we'll put Victor Fisher in. He's kind of a versatile player, so that's good. Alrighty, so we've got Vigiva there because Veltman's out, and you think, damn. Alrighty. So it's either Hendricks or Vigiva. Vigiva's been playing well, hasn't he? Yeah, only 6.85 though. His best rating is becoming at right back and left back. So not actually playing that well at centre back. So Hendricks has been playing okay. Wesley Hoyt's injured as well, isn't he? He's alright. Excuse me. We're putting Hendricks as our centre back there, and Sviatchenko. Vigiva's going to go in as a sub. Boylerson, Hendricks is down in conditioning, isn't he? Alright, we'll put Vigiva in again. He's got better conditioning. He's not playing particularly well at centre back, but I don't think under 90 I'm really reluctant to give guys starting games with under 90% conditioning. A personal preference. Boylerson or Dykes? Boylerson's in a bit better form, but Dykes is more defensively solid, so I'll give Dykes a run. Alrighty, there we go. I should actually stop calling him Vigiva, because I actually watched an Ajax game. Oops. An Ajax game only the other day, and it was actually, is it Verhaver? Verhaver's the best way. Actually, all the correct way to pronounce it, so I'll start pronouncing it correctly after, what, 30 odd episodes. Alrighty, that's going to be our formation. Yep, the defensive formation. Yep, good, cool, done. Alright. Oh, dearie me. Scary. So we're going to apply the advice here, see what we've got. So, they're right. Who's that? Nelson Simondo. Never heard of you. He's Portuguese. Brilliant physicals. He's a machine. Interesting. Hard tackling on Verratti, Di Maria, and Fred. Maybe. No, I'm going to clear them all. Don't like it. Alrighty, underdogs. Yep, good. I believe in you. Alright, there we go. Alright guys, we're not going to change anything in terms of our tactics or anything like that. We're just going to start to see how things go. And yeah, we'll be back shortly with a result. Oh my god, what a crazy game. We're not even 2 minutes into the game and the score's 1-1. PSG scored a goal, the first goal, and then Eunice has just scored a reply basically like 20 seconds later. That is bananas. So the score's at 1-1 after less than 2 minutes. So this could be a bit of a ridiculous game. Anyway, I will pause the video and we'll be back soon, guys. Okay, guys, half time, still 1-1. PSG are dominating, but I think we're holding fairly firm, which is pleasing to see. So I'm going to say it's been happy with their performance, which I am. Have a look quick at some of the stats here. So they've actually got a lot more shots than us, but actually same shots on target, which is actually good for me. And it's quite pleasing because it means that we're not really giving them really sort of good chances. I mean, it says 2 clear-cut, 3 half chances, but we've got 1 and 2 ourselves, and really they haven't been amazing chances. There was one that Varnish probably should have missed. It was a long ball over the top. One of the only times that we've been sort of, our back line has been penetrated like that. So, yeah, so we're doing fairly well. Just shading possession a little bit. Pass completion's not amazing. Our defense is struggling a little bit. We're going to look at that in a tick. Just do a little bit of a quick analysis, see how things are going. See if there's anything that actually sort of stands out to me. So look at these 2 things first. So they are playing fairly narrow again, which is interesting. It could be, I'm suspecting it's probably going to be they're swapping players or sides. So you can see a lot of sort of 2 big hot spots, either right through the middle, right at the back, or right through the middle. So it's not really unexpected. We're not playing all that deep though, really. Sort of basically playing the same. So well, I can't really drop our defensive line anymore because we're playing on defensive, and we've got. I suppose we do have a slightly higher defensive line, don't we? Maybe we should even look at dropping that back. Maybe that would give our defenders a little bit more better opportunity. Alright, so we're actually going to drop that back to normal, see if that helps. So maybe that makes us a little bit more, a little bit less prone to balls over the top. Alrighty, so that's all those. What about mistakes for us? Anything major that I'm looking at here? So we've got, what, missed interceptions and mistake leading to goal from Vigiva. Yeah, that's okay. We've already seen that one. So a few missed interceptions here and there. A couple from Vigiva, Sviachenko, and another from Vigiva. So Vigiva's not playing amazingly well. A couple out here as well, actually. One there as well, missed interceptions. So that's a bit of a worry. Half tempted perhaps to actually replace him. So interceptions here, fair few interceptions. Aerial challenges. Lost a couple here and they're not too much. So I'm just going to quick look at PSG's. They're crossing. They are crossing a fair bit. So who's doing it? So that's Di Maria, and 18 is Vela, which is their striker. It's Vela again. Di Maria. Yeah, so they're swapping sides is why you see like I've got 11 over here and then over here, a couple over here. So it means they're swapping sides, which is fine. Probably explains their positioning as well, which is why it's showing they're through the middle. They're probably not really like that. But yeah. So Di Maria's getting a lot of crosses in, but nothing too major yet. So PSG's passing hasn't been amazing really. Ours hasn't been amazingly better either, really, though, to be honest. I suppose a lot of our missed ones are actually like our goalie, aren't they? Yeah, 22 is lured by a bunch of missed shots from him, obviously because he has the long ball on. I'm not too worried about that though, because he's got the play that we want to have, like the the long, the long sort of counter-attack kind of thing. So interesting. Alright, there's not too much there I'm really noticing. Haven't missed any tackles in there, which is quite pleasing. We're not fouling a whole lot. Set pieces, scoring chances, yeah. Saves, only had to make 1 save, which is good. And shots, right, so where's PSG getting their shots from? Fairly all over the show, so... Long range shot from Verratti. Alrighty, so there's not really a whole lot there I've really noticed. I haven't really noticed much watching the game either, by the way, guys. There's not too much, though, I think we need to change or anything. I think I'm fairly happy. I think we're fairly defensively solid. So Vigiva, yeah, 6.3. He's not playing particularly well. I'm going to swap him out with Hendricks. not playing particularly well, and he missed some interceptions and stuff, which is bad news. We definitely don't want him missing interceptions in our penalty box, otherwise we're going to be in trouble. Alright guys, we're going to play the second half of the game, and we'll be back at the end of the game with a result. Okay, a 1-1. Very, very, very pleased with that. I thought we were very, very good. So I'm really happy with actually how the tactic is working. I think it's very defensively solid. We can see sort of a lot of pressure, but we're not letting them actually have any like really good chances, which is really what you want as a counter-attacking tactic. So that is really, really good. So I'm actually going to say it was a brilliant result, given that we were underdogs. There we go, that was good. Cool, cool. So look at actually here, like obviously they actually had double the shots, but we actually had the same shots on target. That for me is massive. That is enormous. That is basically just epitomizing what this tactic is all about. Is we're happy to give away sort of, you know, a bit of space outside our penalty area. So it's going to take something really special from outside the area to really score against us. And yeah, so they're getting lots of shots, but they're not creating any really good chances, which is exactly what we want. So very, very happy about that. I'm just going to show you, I'm not going to do a whole lot of analysis. I think I've probably showed you there were no major trends that I noticed. They didn't change formation. The subs they brought on didn't really change anything too much. Hendricks played a lot better in the second half than Vagiva did, so didn't make any major mistakes, which is good. So I end up with obviously ratings aren't everything, but he did have quite a good game. So I'm just going to show you the goals first, a couple of goals that we have here. So let's get this one forward a little bit. So this is actually their goal, so actually win the ball back. There we go, so that was the interception there. And then Fred brings it forward to Cavani. Bad play, that was bad play. So that was Vagiva's, for me that was Vagiva's fault. So probably Dykes didn't do amazingly well either. He got sucked into the centre where he shouldn't have done. But Vagiva was too slow. He didn't mark that area at all. I mean, I understand because it's not really his area, but he was the player out there, so the players should be smart enough to actually sort of, you know, adjust based on, you know, things. This is Eunice's goal, so that was brilliant goal to actually go around Samido and actually round him and actually score, which was brilliant. So very, very good by Eunice. So Eunice is playing very well, so that was really good. So yeah, so again, another really good result away from home. So I'm really quite happy with our counter-attacking tactic is working this season. I think it's certainly something maybe I should have done a little bit earlier in the last couple of seasons, but we're doing fairly well now. So we actually haven't lost yet in the Champions League, and we've got, what's our next game? We've got, no, it's Holland. There we go, Ajax. Here we go. Cool, so our next one is home against PSG, and then away against Shakhtar, and then home against Hoffenheim. So if we can pick up another win, I think will probably be enough to get us through. We're already 2 points ahead of Shakhtar. Get another win, especially if we get a draw against Shakhtar, that's going to be massive, because Hoffenheim are pretty much out of it now. If we get a draw against Shakhtar to basically stop them getting the 3 points, we each share the points, that'll pretty much put us through, I think, even if we lose against PSG at home. Probably still going to play our counter-attacking tactic, I think, just given that they're such a better team than us. Even though it's our home game, we're probably going to play a bit conservatively there, so that is that. Alrighty, I think I'm going to end the episode here. Probably been long enough already. Next time around, we'll come back. We'll run through the Holland setup. I'll have a look at some of the players, the staff setup, all that kind of stuff, which should be good. And yeah, we'll get through hopefully another Champions League game or so. We've got a Dutch third cup round against FC Eindhoven, so that should be quite good. Very, very determined to win the Dutch Cup this year. I still can't believe, can't get over the Feyenoord final last season, which was just devastating. So anyway, that is fine. Alrighty, so, yeah, that's all for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Hope you enjoyed this series. As always, it'd be amazing if you could subscribe to the channel and like the video if you haven't done so already. Alright, guys, hope you've all had a wonderful day, and I'll see you all soon.